What I tried, at least in my films, what I tried to do all the times was, I think that sex scenes are as any other scene. Then people, or there's some kind of fucking or whatever in some scenes, or there isn't, but they are as difficult to make as any other scene. And that's the way I approach it always. So, and in a way that they're perhaps a little more uncomfortable to make, to shoot the scenes, but it's and in my films you were saying that in the scripts usually they say, do people meet and then they have sex. But in my films I try to describe exactly what then you see in the film. So it's very explicit in the writing. And because for me, but as in any other scene of the film, everything is written because it's the way I work.
Yes, I'm too. Because of this, it's very hard for me to find actors because they're asking. I really need to touch this other actor penis. I really need to in my new feature that I want to do, there is blowjobs. So I really need to do a blowjob, and it's very hard to find actors to because I'm very, I'm very explicit in the screenplay itself. So it's.
I had that experience with my last film that I haven't. I'm in post-production right now. In the first draft of the script I did was more specific with what was happening in the sex scenes. And a lot of actors were like totally freaked out by that. So I actually had to tone it down, and it's like, well, they're having sex, or something. Make it just kind of like tone it down in the writing, and then just talk to the actors about exactly what they had to be doing and not be doing. Because I always want to figure that out usually, beforehand.
So do you have something to say? Because you are taking part in your film.
Well, for me, it seems just a little silly to consider a sex, like you were saying, a sex scene is any different than any other scene. I mean, if you have a sex scene in your movie, show the sex. I mean, why is it, if you show a violent scene, you show someone get stabbed, why can't you show someone get fucked? To me, they're the same. It's an action, and it's for adults. I mean, we're all adults watching this, So for me, showing penetration, showing actual sex in movies is not pornographic. It's just part of life.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to say with what I was saying, that the sex in a film is also a part of the power relationships in the character's arc. If you're going to pull back and look at the whole script and why you put a sex scene in, it's because you want to do something. You want to show that this couple bonded, this couple whatever. So it's about what the purpose of the sex scene is in the film. With my last film, The Owls, the sex was written in the script, but the talent didn't want to do the sex scene. When you get with owls, they have issues sometimes. And owls stand for older, wiser lesbians. So you're talking about, whatever. But I think, again, the sex scene is just a part of the narrative arc of a character's arc. So I agree with you, Todd, in the sense of using it as you would use, an introduction or a dramatic turn or some sort of character development. But I think with women in lesbian cinema, it's much more difficult. I think because of the issue around pornography and women's body and feminism. I mean, you have to be really sort of careful. The minute that you show sex, you become, you put yourself on the line and people will have an issue about it. So I think about the issues in a lot of my work, and I think you just did this in yours, was sort of, breaking the tension within the concept of the sex, making somebody laugh, or popping in a joke, or having some dialogue in there, or, using your imagination. Again, I think sex can be imagined in a film, and I think that allows it to be a sex scene and not a porn sex scene or a hardcore scene. So, especially around women, and I think women in desire to, have, I think in lesbian sex or, cis women sex or whatnot, it becomes such an issue.